Meet Nandita. She is 32 years old, works as an accountant in Kochi, and has been comfortably married for 5 years. Her daily routine is peaceful. There are no sudden crises to manage, no toxic family dynamics, and no tragic backstory to overcome. By every metric society uses to measure success, she has already won the game. She holds a stable job, lives in a secure home, and hit every milestone on schedule. But checking off every box on a societal list doesn't automatically grant you an identity. Sometimes doing everything right leaves you living a life that is perfectly fine, yet feels hollow. On a completely ordinary Tuesday night, Nandita walked into her bathroom, closed the door, and stood perfectly still in the silence for 20 minutes. There was no argument that sparked this, no bad news at work. Instead, she was hit by a wave of emptiness, a void so heavy she couldn't explain it, even to herself. The vacuum arrived because she realized that while she was living a genuinely good life, she was living it as a supporting character in someone else's story. What happens to your psyche when you realize the screenplay of your life has been written by everyone but you? To understand this, we must look past individual choices and examine the sociology of surrender. It starts early. A young woman's curiosity and ambition are boxed in by a vast committee of parents, relatives, and societal rules. This process functions as a slow erosion of choice, disguised as familial love, gently pushing her down a single, rigid path. The constant, well-meaning pressure to settle down becomes the ultimate directorial command, carefully maneuvering women into the background of their own futures. Over time, this conditioning is so thorough that women mistake their quiet compliance for actual contentment. The mechanism keeping this system running is an internal barrier we call the filter of appeasement. When asked, "What do you want?" a woman is conditioned to run her answer through external tests. She asks what is best for the family, or what keeps the peace, until her original desire emerges completely altered. The constant need to avoid conflict and the fear of being judged act as heavy filters, reshaping mundane daily decisions. Living every moment through these filters eventually leads to a specific kind of alienation. You look in the mirror and you simply do not recognize the person staring back. The entire system relies on one specific lie to sustain itself, the myth of selfishness. Society weaponizes guilt to enforce compliance. It teaches women that prioritizing their own dreams and putting themselves first is a sign of being self-centered. If you are the primary engine of your own life, then your goals are the fuel. Pursuing them is a basic act of self-preservation. Active self-authorship is a strict, non-negotiable responsibility to yourself. Which brings us back to Nandita, standing in the silence of her bathroom, right as those 20 minutes finally came to an end. She broke the stillness by asking herself one raw, unfiltered question she had always dismissed. What do I want? Just me. No one else. Taking back the director's chair does not require you to burn your current life down. It doesn't require massive drama or a grand public rebellion. It can start with a mundane action. Nandita pulled out her phone, opened a blank page in her notes app, and typed a simple heading: Mary Zindagi, Mary Terms. My life, my terms. For Nandita, being completely honest for just 1 minute created a small but permanent crack in years of societal conditioning. Under that heading, she typed out what she actually desired. She wrote down that she wanted to travel outside Kerala alone. She wanted genuine financial independence so she could stand on her own if her situation ever changed. And she wanted to learn something new, purely out of curiosity. Reclaiming your agency is an ongoing, living process. It is a direction that requires daily updates and constant refinement. The moment you stop actively updating your direction, the second you leave the director's chair empty, someone else will sit in it. So here is your challenge for today. Pick up your phone right now, open a blank note, and write down 3 things you genuinely want, free of any external expectations or judgments. Your life screenplay belongs strictly to you, and the first draft begins today.